gosh, nobody, everyone's afraid of shock. How, some of you felt it, some of you felt it multiple times, some of you have never had a shock before. And that is always the first question, is what does it feel? And what I'm here to tell you, and what Frankie did allude and did say earlier, is that all of our devices, St. Jude, Medtronic, Boston, all of them, have an algorithm to hopefully, before you get a shock, have what's called anti-tachycardia pacing. So it'll attempt to try and pace you out of a lethal rhythm before you really need to get a shock. So that's kind of what I want to talk about with you today. And I will reach out to my esteemed colleagues in the room, because if there's something that I forget, or if you want to add something, please don't hesitate to jump in. So we all call it a little bit different on all devices, but anti-tachycardia pacing basically is, the definition is short, rapid, carefully controlled sequences of pacing delivered by the ICD and used to terminate a tachycardia in the atria or the ventricle. In most cases here, the patients in this room, it's ventricular tachycardia. It's painless. It terminates a high percentage of ventricular arrhythmias without a high energy shock. So all of the devices, as I will go into in this little, I just have a few short slides, and then if you have questions, just let me know. But so when the devices are programmed to look at your heart rate first. So once you reach a certain heart rate, the device says, okay, I've been told that when my heart rate gets, when this guy's heart rate gets this fast, I need to be starting to watch. Okay, so then it goes through a series, and every device is programmed according to the way your physician wants it programmed. And so some of them, we monitor you to a certain rate, but once the rate gets to a certain point, the device says, okay, I have to determine whether this is a lethal rhythm or something that is just an exercise. Is it something that you've been starting to exercise, you're starting your routine, and your heart rate is gradually getting faster? Well, the device says, well, that's probably exercise. It's probably normal. It's probably something that you eventually, or is it a heart rate that, you're doing 60, 70 beats a minute, and suddenly your heart rate takes off and goes to 170, 180, 190 beats a minute. So the device is like, okay, I gotta look at that. The device will say, well, is it regular? So it'll look at that. The device will say, well, is it irregular? Is it one-to-one? Is the atrium and the ventricle, is it pumping simultaneously? Or is it erratic? So the device knows what to do. And it's been programmed to go through this whole series of algorithms or protocol to determine, once you've met all of these, should I shock or shouldn't I? Should I get this patient out of this rhythm? It's told me to do this, so this is what I'm going to do. So anti-tachycardia pacing, once you get to that heart rhythm, the device will attempt to pace you out of that rhythm before it gives you a shock. So it's painless. So that's the big word here, is painless. Because all of the companies for years and years, we all know the patients don't want to receive a shock. If it's unavoidable and you need it, you're going to get it. If the heart rate's too fast, all bets are off. We need to get you out of that rhythm. And the device makes that. And so that's what anti-tachycardia is. So anti-tachycardia pacing uses fast pulses, as I said. It doesn't use much battery power. It may not be felt. You may not even know you've gotten a therapy until you go into the office and your doctor says, or you've transmitted over the phone, and the nurse will call back and say, did you receive therapy? So, and you may not even know. And then also ATP treats most ventricular tachycardias effectively. And I'd say it's close to 85–90% effective. So that below here is a ventricular tachycardia. It's fast, it's irregular, it's wide complex, and the device kind of determines what, looking at the morphology or how the rhythm looks. And then there's a burst of ATP, and then it took you right after. and you're back in a normal rhythm. These are the different types. When I said that the device has different zones or different monitors, there's different things that the device looks at. At the top, that's ventricular tachycardia, or VT. It's slower, it's regular, but it's wide, and it's coming from the ventricle. It's non-natural. It doesn't come from the atrium to the ventricle. It's coming from another area of your heart, which could be a lethal rhythm. There's then the fast VT, which is a little bit faster, and then VFib. If you get too long into this, your heart rhythm just doesn't know what to do, and just starts fibrillating. And at that point, there's no bet. You need a shock. Done. It's too fast, it's too irregular, and you need a shock. So here's what's called a tier therapy. And so again, the VT at the top, the device recognizes it. It attempts to pace you, and then it goes back to a sinus rhythm. Also, in the faster VTAC, sometimes you need to be cardioverted. It's too fast, and then it brings you, and again, the ventricular fibrillation gives you that shock, and that's what we see on your rhythm strips. If we interrogate your device, this is the kind of episodes that we see. This again is another slide that shows anti-tachycardia pacing, but with this one, you can see right at there's 3 beats right at the top front, at the beginning, and it goes right into that fast. It's abrupt, it's fast, and it just starts taking off very, very quickly. Well, as you see, it attempted to anti-tachycardia pace, but it failed. So the device resets itself, realizing it didn't work, and shocks the patient back into a normal rhythm. And again, the defibrillation, which some of you, I think, have had an experience with this. Defibrillation uses high energy shock to stop the rhythm. If awake, it may feel like you got kicked in the chest. You may be unaware of the abnormal rhythm because you may lose consciousness because your heart rate is going so fast. So you may not be aware. And you may feel dizzy, sick, disoriented afterwards. Has anybody, well, some people I do know, has anybody not received a shock? So that's why the anti-tachycardia pacing we have, so that we can try and avoid the shock if possible.
And that's one of the things that we talk about with the shock plan is that if you get a shock and you don't feel right, you call 911.
That's exactly right.
You call 911.
Or call Dr. Brownstein.
Well, if it's after hours and he's not, you call 911. Back with Dr. Brownstein.
Doctor, he'll get hold of you one way or the other. But so that's why, and exactly to Frankie's point, that's why we develop a shock plan. Because some people may get a shock and they feel fine. But some people, if it's repetitive, if you don't feel good, don't hesitate. Just call 911